Hello, and welcome to another episode of Human Design Mini Lessons. Today we're looking at human design and relationships, what each type needs, and specifically today we are going to be looking at generators. So if you are with a generator, or if you are a generator, you can kind of turn this around and speak to your partner about your own needs as well. The more we can recognize that we are each different in what we need, the more that the relationship can flow, the more that we can stop using like a cookie cutter method, and thinking that what we need is the same as what our partners need. So I hope that this is very useful to you. Before we jump into what the generator needs, hello, I'm Trini. I'm a self-knowledge guide and human design specialist. You can check out the links below for more opportunities to learn with me, and at the end of the video I'll tell you a little bit more about what that can look like. I want to thank you so much for being here with me. You can follow me on Instagram at Trini Human Design for more human design and self-knowledge content. So what does the generator need in a relationship? The very first important thing is to realize that generators go through a period of frustration in their learning process. Frustration for generators is a pretty normal part of their lives. They're going to experience it, yes, when they're not aligned and when they're trying to force things in their reality, but they're also going to experience it when they are aligned and they're just going through kind of a slump in their learning process. And so it's important that you don't take frustrations that the generator is projecting outwards personally. Sometimes it can be hard to deal with frustration, and we can project it into the people that are around us the most, and that can be our partners, of course. So it helps to, not take frustration personally, maybe give the generator a little bit space when they are frustrated, or even better, help them by going into yes or no questions. Help them tap into their sacral response. Remember that generators, have this very useful sacral response. They answer yes or no questions, and they actually answer with or Most generators do. And when you just kind of can get them in a comfortable space and ask them a bunch of these questions, they can really tap into what is correct for them and kind of bypass the mind, which is something that is really always hard for the generator, is getting rid of that mind chit-chatter. So you can help them kind of get over these frustrations by tapping into their gut response by asking them yes or no questions. And you can be a big help in that way. Another important thing is to understand that the generator is someone who loves to work. So to understand the importance of work for the generator, and obviously considering work-life balance is super important. If the generator is working too much and that is affecting your relationship, then it's definitely something to talk about, definitely something to work on. But it's important to understand that it's normal for a generator to want to work, especially if they've found something that they love doing. That's a great sign for a generator that they're on the right path. And so it's important to not kind of get jealous of that work that they have, because it's important for them to work daily and to put their energy daily on something that they love in order to keep healthy and in order to pursue their life purpose. Another thing that's important for them is, the need to support them in getting out of their heads. We talked about this a little bit before, but it's important for them to understand that their decisions, their right decisions for their life, don't happen from their heads. But a lot of the time they're going to have all of this chit chatter going on. They're going to maybe want to make pros and cons lists. They're going to be afraid to make the decisions. But the most important things for them is to drop into their gut, to drop into what their gut is saying about their decisions. And of course, it's going to depend a little more in what authority your generator has in order of how they make exactly the right decisions. But in general, helping them to get out of their heads in any way possible. You know your partner the best, so maybe that's taking them out for a walk, maybe it's getting them into their favorite hobby. Whatever can help them get out of their heads and dropping into more of a sacral gut response is going to help you help them, and obviously that's going to help the relationship a lot. Another thing is helping them trust that sacral. So a lot of the times when we have we are also conditioned we can feed our partner's fears and our partner's conditioning. We can feed what's going on in their mind. So you want to make sure that you're helping them to understand, helping them know that the truest answers for their lives are going to come from their sacral response, not from their mind. You can aid them as well in their need for exercise. Generators really need to move their body. They need to sweat, especially if they have their root center defined. They need to exercise in order to get all of that energy out so that they can come to bed at night exhausted and get a good restorative sleep. So whatever that looks like, you can exercise with them. You can give them time to exercise, but that's really important, part of life for them. And last but not least, it's important to realize that generators have a fixed sexual energy, and so they need to practice to get things right in kind of the intimacy front of things. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for learning with me. Again, my name is Trini, and I work with people and their human design charts to help them recognize who they truly are and expand into their next most authentic and abundant selves. It can be super helpful sometimes to receive a reading of your chart and learn the things of your chart, but really it doesn't start changing your life until you can really implement it in your life. So one thing that I love to do is mentoring people into their charts, and what that means is going through either a 4-week or 8-week period where we learn about your chart, learn about how to actually make it a part of your life, learn about how you can actually enter the experiment and start experiencing the shifts in your life that so many of us who are using human design have already experienced. So check out the links below for sessions, for mentorships, and of course for a lot more. And I thank you again for being here. Take care.